Hi everybody, got another video here for you. This is results of an experiment. Successful results. About 2 years ago when I started getting into build guitars, I raided Lowe's and grabbed all the suspicious looking things I could find. And this stuff was amongst the suspicious looking things. And I've done 3 or 4 builds where I've tried to make a neck out of one of these. And I finally did a full build and it's working. That's right. The neck on this thing is a piece of aluminum angle stock. If I can get it at just the right angle here, you can actually look right down the neck. And if we get see the way at the far end of the tunnel, yep, totally hollow. So here's the deal. I've been doing the V-neck profile thing. This thing's already in a V-neck profile. Strength-wise, it won't bend like this way or that way or anything like that. You can't compress it. It won't stretch. The only thing it'll do is it'll twist a little bit. But once you CA glue a fretboard onto it, it won't twist. And it makes an incredibly lightweight, strong neck. And this is a bolt-on. If you look carefully, you'll see that there's a neck screw there, and there's a neck screw there. And this neck has actually been through, like I said, this is like the 4th build I've used it on, 4th experimental build. Some of them were testing the neck concept with, like, you know, quick and dirty fretless fretboards and such, and those turned out okay. Then I was testing other things, like I used this on, I think, 1 or 2 of the tail tuner trim experiments, and I finally came up with a new design for a trim, and I think it might work. I'll have to try that too soon. But yeah, this does work. Basically, you cut the aluminum stock to length. It's got the string through at the no head, like most of the, like the curved tri-tail tuner build that I just posted a series on. And yeah, you just glue the neck on, the fretboard onto the aluminum stock neck with CA glue, get it all nice and straight. I drilled the holes down here first, and the holes up here are drilled to match, and they are chamfered so that the flathead Phillips is flat and level with the fingerboard. And then it's just screwed in, and that's all there is to it. And so that way you can actually unscrew it. You would have to unglue the fretboard from the neck to totally take it apart, but this way you can, you know, take the neck off, adjust the break angle, adjust the alignment left to right on the neck, things like that. So yeah, that makes it's adjustable. Let's see. Yeah, that's basically. I just wanted to tell you what's up. Okay, so here's the really, really cool things about this, though, is that this stuff is cheap. This stuff is like $17 for an 8-foot piece, enough to make 4 necks. So yeah, it works out to $4.19 a neck, and yeah, so for $4.19 a neck, and there's no shaping involved whatsoever. It's already, you just take it and put it on a fingerboard, and you've got an excellent V kind of a profile going on. It's just like the perfect shape and size for a neck on a guitar. And it's not sharp, it's already smooth, there's no finishing work required. It doesn't flex, you don't need a truss rod. I mean, it's just, you know, it's everything you want. It's ultra, ultra, ultra lightweight. It weighs nothing, really. This neck is like, you know, this neck is like not even half a pound, probably. This whole piece of aluminum iron is, it might be 2 ounces, maybe. Something like that. Or, yeah, aluminum stock. But yeah, so that's the basic idea. Now, one thing I was thinking of was you make a triangular piece of wood and about the size of your heel, and you slide it inside here and have your 2 holes there, and that way you could make it a bolt-on from the back, like a more conventional guitar, instead of having it bolt on through the fingerboard, which, if you take a look at the fingerboard, this is a kind of thick fingerboard, but it does require that the fingerboard becomes a structural member of the neck that way. Whereas if you had some kind of a triangular block in here and you were coming in with screws from below, going through the body first and then grabbing this block and torquing it down to hold the neck to the body, you wouldn't be putting a load on the fingerboard the way this design does. So that might be a better way to actually affix a neck. Of course, you could also, like, you know, if you had a regular thick body type guitar, you could also machine a V-shaped neck pocket, essentially, and then, you know, screw it in there from behind with the triangular retainer block, something like that. Or you could take the neck and glue it into a pocket like that, or you could put in screws like going this way and that way. Oops, sorry. The camera stand seems to be falling apart here. Let me get this thing back up here. There's the camera stand. Put it back on the table. As you can see, we're joined by my largest cat. He decided he was going to sack out next to the old man while I mess around with guitars. So where was that? Yeah, you could do a neck pocket. You'd have screws coming in like, you'd have screws coming in like this way and that way, maybe, or just straight down, whatever, and then glue the fretboard on it. But if you want to bolt on it, when I'm of the bolt-on camp, then yeah, the triangular retaining block here in the heel section looks like it might be the best way to go. So, but like I said, these things are, you know, you can buy one piece, 8 feet long, costs what, $17, and so it's like a little over $4 a neck blank, basically. And you just cut it to length, and you can drill it for no head. You could also make it longer and install tuners back here. I think I'll have to try that next. And then yeah, and then just bolt it on there, and you get a fretboard or make a fretboard. You know, slot it, unslotted, do it yourself, whichever. Doesn't matter. This one was this is a pre-slotted off eBay, and I had some fret wire from Cigar Box kit or doing a cigar box, and I just did the fret job on this classical style with the flat fretboard, and then, you know, sand it all down nice and stuff like that around the edges, get it all nice and smooth, and then I just slapped it on this thing. It's actually, this fretboard's been used in a couple different experimental builds as well, but finally the neck and the fretboard got together after having been used separately in a couple different experimental builds, but they finally got together, and got along real well on this build. So yeah, this build is actually still in progress. I just now got it all set up as far as the action goes, and sanding and shimming the bridge in order to get all the action correct, and getting it up tuned to tension and everything. So yeah, this thing's all loaded for bear now as far as like the tension on the strings and the action goes. So, and it sounds great acoustically. So yeah, the neck seems to give it a very bright sound. Maybe this whole thing acts like a big, speaker box or something, since it's hollow at both ends. I mean, since it's hollow and it's open at both ends. But yeah, the thing seems to have a really nice acoustic voice. I was noticing that it tends to be louder than the other guitars like this, with this kind of neck for some reason. I don't know. Maybe it's my imagination. The placebo effect, right? But anyway, yeah, I'm at the stage now where I'm going to be selecting the pickups for this thing. I'm going to try out a gold foil. I'm going to try the 2 single coils this way kind of thing again. And I'm also going to try like multiple humbuckers, both in parallel and series. And then I'm also going to try just, my hottest humbucker that I've got left in the pile. And that's what I'm going to be running through this time. I'm not filming any of that stuff. What's important is the results, and then if the results are really warranted, then you can go back and show the science behind it. But yeah, so here the science is pretty self-explanatory. You buy an 8-foot section, you cut it off. This is 21.5 inches long for this particular one. And you drill it and prep it as necessary for string through or tuners or whatever, and some neck holes for the screws, and then you glue your fretboard on, and that's pretty much it. If you're going to like have it screw in from the top, you can do that. You put the holes in here, have it screw in from the top into the body, and then glue the fretboard on after you put the screws on. Of course, you can have to pop the fretboard off if you want to get the screws again, but you can also do that, and then you're not using the fretboard as a load-bearing surface. You're just using the metal, which is probably better, and no screw show at all in the front or the back, unless your screws are too long and stick out the back or something. But yeah, that's another way to do it. Downside with that being that you've got to break glue joints if you want to adjust things. So that's the reason why I'm tending to lean towards the triangular retainer block inside the base of the neck to give the screws some wood to bite into. Another way you could do it would be you could do it with machine screws and nuts, but then you'd have to fidget around with getting the nuts in and out or on and off when you were bolting the thing on. And you could get fancy and, tack weld the nuts in or glue them in with Sea glue or epoxy or something. But I was looking for something simpler and more elegant in the way of a solution. So, but anyway, yeah, I just wanted to pass this on, because you see, with this, you don't have to shape a neck. You don't have to route a truss rod cavity. You don't have to buy a truss rod. You don't have to install a truss rod. All you do is you just, drill your neck for your whatever you're putting on it, tuners or string through or whatever, and drill it for your neck bolt holes, and glue on the fretboard. And those are the only steps, and the result is an instantaneous one of these small hard V minimalist type necks. And needless to say, this thing is like, I mean, it's just crazy fast. I mean, my God, I can reach all the way around this thing. Compared to a regular guitar neck, I might be able to go like here. You know, on this thing, I'm like, I mean, my ring finger is all the way over on the 7th string if this was a 7. So, yeah, it's just awesome, man. Incredible access everywhere. So, yeah, I just wanted to pass this on. You know, with this, I mean, it's like, you get this for like $5, a guitar, and a fretboard's, you know, I guess once you get it all fretted and everything, once you pay for the blank and such, you're probably up around $20 for the wire and like a blank. Might be a little less, might be a little more. So yeah, for like $25, you can have an aluminum neck that doesn't need a truss rod. It doesn't need carbon fiber. It doesn't need any of that fucking none of that stuff. None of that stuff. You know, it's just easy and simple. Who would have thought that anybody can go to your local big box or mom and pop hardware and buy a commonly available product that'll allow you to produce an aluminum neck guitar for about $5 a neck. But yeah, there it is, and I'm sure that real luthiers are going to hate me, so. But screw tradition. Get with the 21st century, man. Until the next one, everybody have a good one.